higher. The parties were bigger. The morals were looser and the liquor was cheaper. The restlessness approached hysteria.
Shall we?
Who is this Gatsby?
Do you know him?
War hero.
Mr. Gatsby doesn't exist.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
This is happening. How'd you pull all this together? Because the novel's been around for what, 70 years?
Yeah. Look. I went back. Starts in childhood. Robert Redford, coolest man in the world. Sting.
No doubt.
All of that.
Doubt.
See Gatsby. Not quite sure. Who's Gatsby? Cut to Moulin Rouge. Debriefing. I'm in Siberia. I'm on a train. Bored. Put on a recorded book. Gatsby. Don't know that book. Amazing. What's that about? That book is us. That's where we are. That book is. I want to find a way of unlocking Nick Carraway's inner head and do that book. 10 years. Get the rights, convince the studio. And then it's about this. This is something very interesting because you're from Kansas City, so music's good there. Here's the thing.
No, the music's awesome there.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. Let me tell you something. You like this. I heard this morning. I'll tell you a little Jack White story because here's something interesting. So, you know, street music, right? Jazz. Great. Fitzgerald puts it in the novel. It's wild, it's visceral. People say it's a fad, never gonna last.
Right, that's true. No, that's a true statement.
Jazz can be nothing, you know? But how am I gonna make people feel like it did to read that novel in 25, you know? So I go to hip hop, chairman of the board. I mean, there might be some argument about that, but I don't think there is.
No. Hov is the man. You get no argument from me.
Friend, I have worked with him now for 2 years, and it is what you said. And by the way, Hov is the man, and he's a serial collaborator. And it wasn't just about the music for him. It was about the film.
I will tell you God's truth. God's truth about myself. I am the son of some very wealthy people. Sadly, they're all dead now. I live in all the capitals of Europe, collecting jewels, hunting big game, painting a little. And came the war, old sport. The Allied government gave me a decoration.
Major J. Gatsby for valor extraordinary.
That's right.
Could it all be true?
Gatsby. He had an extraordinary sense of hope, but I had the uneasy feeling that he was guarding secrets.
Milk tears, I did this for you.
Gatsby. I'd like to know who he is, what he does.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
Mr. Carraway, this is my good friend, Mr. Maya Wolfshire.
I understand you're looking for a business connection.
Happens to be confidential. You understand?
Imagine me and you, I do.
I'm certainly glad to see you again.
I think about you day and night. It's only right.
I'm certainly glad to see you as well.
So happy together.
I wish I could just run away. I've just heard the most shocking thing.
You and me.
It all makes sense.
Me, you.
You can't repeat the past.
Can't repeat the past.
So how did that initially happen? Because this is like the perfect merger of Hollywood and hip hop.
Yeah, perfect. You know what? I wanted to do that. I thought jazz, if Fitzgerald coins the phrase the jazz age, we're living in the hip hop age.
Okay.
Because it's a music that's influenced everyone and everything. And I kind of make hip hop films, and I mean that in the sense that like hip hop has no prejudice against any style of music. It just brings music in to
No,
tell
because
story.
it borrows all those elements. It borrows every genre.
Blindly.
They throw it in a pot, they stir it up, and then it's
you make
dope.
something new.
Right.
Well, I do that in cinema. I like to try.
No, exactly. No, you do that in cinema.
So Harvey, you know what I mean? So I get a call from Leonardo. I never met Jay 2 years ago. And he says, oh, Jay's up at the Mercer. We're rehearsing, or we're workshopping. And I got the Mercer in, I walk in, I meet him. He says, just a second. He turns, he's got a microphone there, and he goes something like, lies on the lips of a priest, rolling in the Rolls-Royce Caniche. I think that's done. And that was Church in the Wild.
Right.
So I watched him record that. I show him what I want to do. He says, why are we talking about this? This is really important. We've got to do this. And he's been a great friend of the film, a collaborator. He's an executive producer.
Yes, he is. I saw his name on the end credits. Big font.
Yeah, well, you know.
That was a money font.
You know what? I don't know if you've noticed, but he is a big character.
No, he's a big dude. But here's the deal, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's just as much buzz about the soundtrack on the streets as there is about the movie.
Let me tell you something.
That hasn't happened in a long time.
You want a scoop? Here's a scoop.
All right, what's the scoop?
Here's a scoop. So Jack White does a track, and he says, I'll do the track, don't worry about the money, but I want the rights to release the soundtrack on vinyl. No one knows this. I only saw it this morning. I'm like, sure. I have seen Jack like obsessively create the most artistic vinyl record. I don't know, is it in gold? It's laser cut. It was like notes this long. He said, I want you to love it, Baz. I'm going, love it. I mean, it's an objet that you would put on your wall. Like the love, nothing gets me more excited than an artist who's actually a true artist.
But no, these guys, you work with a lot of true artists.
These guys don't care. Like, what do they care about is it perfect? Will it last? Does it mean something? Is it something I can look at and go, it's me, it's true.
Now, speaking of being a true artist, I've seen the final product. How happy are you with the movie?
You know, everything I make, it just gets taken away from me. Could I tinker with it more? Yeah, maybe I'd ruin it. But I think it's crossed the line of where I think it's working, and I know it's working on people. It's bringing different people from different ages and different backgrounds together. I've seen that, and that's a good start.
Fantastic. Now, real quick, what's your all-time favorite novel and why? I gotta ask you.
You know what? I just don't do lists, and I'll tell you why. Because it's like art is not a horse race. It's not a sport. It's not who's across the line. It's very hard to get 1, 2, 3, or 10. Like, I love, obviously I was affected by Gatsby, but there are other great novels out there. I'm reading Master and the Margarita a lot at the moment. It's a Russian novel by Bulgakov. But you know, favorite novels? Well, it's like favorite foods. Some nights you need sushi and sometimes you need junk food. You just got to make sure it's the best sushi and the best junk food.
And the best junk food. All right. Fantastic, my man.
It's cool.
Congratulations. That's the best interview ever. No.
Shall we?
Yellow cars, yellow gold like slick brick. Still tip off, right like Mark Twain. Great Gatsby, I park things. Dollars fall on the skin. Some might call us in. Politicians all move for money. What the hell are we calling them?
Who is this Gatsby?
Gatsby.
$100 bill, real.
Rated PG-13.